Welcome to The Connect with your hosts, Christina Lee, Krista Escamilla, Shauna Garcia, and me, Natalie Cargile. We inspire, we influence, and we network. Are you ready to slay this new week? Let's go.
Well, happy Saturday. Welcome to The Connect. Hi, ladies.
Hi.
So excited. Here with my girls this morning on your Saturday. We have a guest co-host I'm so excited to share with you all today. It's Tiffany Tolliver. Welcome, Tiff.
Thank you. Hi.
Just so excited to meet you finally virtually. I've been a fan following you on social media. You are the face behind the Emma Rose Agency, and your company is soaring. You're doing big things. And I'm just excited to learn from you today. Tell us a little bit more about what you do. I know you specialize in rebranding and web design.
Yes.
What is the Emma Rose Agency?
Yeah, so the Emma Rose Agency is an LA-based creative studio, and we specializing in really building income-generating web design and sales strategy for service-based women in business. So what that basically means is I'm not just a web designer who make things pretty. I'm really strategy-based, so I use the left and the right side of my brain to make my clients' companies like pop visually and pop in their sales.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Now, pretty much everyone nowadays seems to have a website. And so what is maybe some of the top tips that you would give really to any business for their website?
Yeah, I think number one would be to know your audience. I think a lot of people get it mixed up and they start to focus on colors and what kind of photo shoot can I have and how can I look cute? But really what looking cute means is knowing who you're serving. Because when you know who you serve, you can then create a solution to their problem. Because every day my target client wakes up in a panic about their website. They're like, I don't like this. I'm not sending it to people to it. I'm not making sales from it. So you have to be zeroed in on what their pain points are, their problem is, so that you can create a solution. Then you can focus on the imagery of your website. I feel like the strategy and the messaging and knowing your client, it kind of keeps them there on the site, and the imagery keeps them interested in returning, right? Like, because we live in a highly visual world and we cannot forget the aesthetics, but deep down you have to be committed to actually solving their pain point above anything else.
We call each other our business besties, and it's just any women in business that we admire or we look up to or we do business with. If you had to name somebody that you admire, even if you don't know them in person, who would that be?
I know both of the women who I'm going to mention. So one is my coach, Maya Elias. I started working with her about a year ago, and I've just seen her business scale so much and her message scale and touch and impact so many women who otherwise would be stuck. Right? And just getting the strategies and the confidence and the encouragement and the accountability from her has been amazing. So her and my client, Tiana Robinson, she's a creative makeup mogul university. And same thing, she's a marketing genius. So for me to be able to get to design with her, it's really like I'm getting a lesson in marketing and seeing how you can restructure your business, because makeup artists have suffered a lot from this COVID pandemic. Like, they are not getting as much business. And she's committed to teaching makeup artists and beauty brands alike how to take their one-on-one services and grow it outside of being in person with someone and really expand and scale their brands. So I love those ladies.
That's awesome.
Now, talk about how you found your coach. A lot of us are in a space where, you start making X amount of dollars and you're like, do I still need help? You do.
Yes.
You do. How did you know it was time for you to get a coach, hire a coach, and when did you start seeing your profits build from those teachings? Mm-hmm.
So to start with the good experience, I have to go back to the bad. So I knew that I needed this coach because of a very bad and traumatic former experience with a coach. Now, it wasn't all bad, but I reached a certain point in my business where she could no longer help me, where I was no longer seeing results. And I think that's the caveat and the catalyst for entrepreneurs. Like, there's something that you just can't figure out. Like, you just can't put your head, but there's that next step. You can't engineer it. If you just feel stuck. You need someone who's already been there to be able to help you save time, effort, energy, and money. And so I was looking at Maya, and she was doing all these things and scaling her business to multiple six figures. And I was like, okay, I hit my first six figures. But the thing about it is, a lot of coaches focus on either hitting your first six figures or scaling to $1 million. There's $900,000 of money missing in that formula, and no one was really talking about that. And Maya, she really appealed to me in scaling to multiple six figures. And when I almost started seeing results immediately. When I worked with her, I went to something that's called Impact Weekend that she hosts in Atlanta, Georgia. And when I left the weekend, I booked like $30,000 of services almost immediately in the 2 weeks that follow. So I was like, all right, this is my coach. She said,
You're hired.
yeah. Yeah.
I love that. And I can't wait to learn even more from you. We do have to take a quick break. Coming up next, we have Sarah Andrews. She is talking about her business, B Hive Monogramming, and so much more good advice and fun talk coming up next.
Hey, I'm coming for the top, hey. They don't know we going to the top, hey. Yeah, going to the, I frequent these beats, back and forth, different time zones. Every studio leaving minds blown, nothing handed to me, earn my own. Like, oh yeah, where he rapping again? Little boy, start practicing it. Just like what I can craft for the band. Took the throne, you can't have it again. Run the number like we calculated. To the top, hey, top.
You don't have to be a celebrity to feel like one. Our top-of-the-line Russian hair extensions provide a more natural feel, faster blow-dry time, and a full wait line. Real MC hair extensions are available to all stylists, and all extensions are available the same day. Come in and feel the difference for yourself.
Welcome back to the Connect Show on Fox 24. Happy to be kicking off your Saturday morning, and so excited for our next guest, Sarah Andrews. Good morning.
Good morning.
Nice to finally see you in real life, meet you. I've done business with you, but was just always leaving my stuff. Can you do this for me? And I'll be back to pick it up. So glad for people to get to know more about you and your business. How did you get started in monogram?
So I got my machine when my last baby was born. She is 3.5 now, and monogrammed for my kids and my friends here and there for about 2 years. And then about a year ago, I decided I wanted some extra money, help pay for kids' summer activities. So I started with caps, just friends on Facebook. I started monogramming for teacher gifts and graduation gifts, and very quickly sold about 100. And so I kind of decided, well, maybe this could be a thing.
Right.
So actually a friend and I were going to go into business together. And after kind of talking to a few people, decided maybe that wasn't the smartest.
Mm-hmm.
So we opened up our businesses separately at the same time, kind of launched together. Hers is Memphis to Midland, and I'm B Hive Monogramming. And so we really, that was probably the best thing to do, because we had so many questions and so many things that we needed to run by someone. So we blew up Marco Polo, just going back and forth. Hey, how are you doing this? What are you doing about this? And we will share customers back and forth. I always tell people there are plenty of monograms to go around. There's actually a few other monogram girls in town that we will kind of pass customers back and forth. So it's been really neat. So I've been doing it for about a year now, and I branched out obviously to more than just cats. I do lots of porch pickup, drop off. People bring me their items, and then I do keep things in stock as well. Everything is on Instagram and Facebook so far.
Fantastic.
So Sarah, I'm on the East Coast, I'm in the West Coast, originally from Washington, D.C., and monogramming is not something that I kind of grew up with. So what kind of services do you offer as someone like new to me who wants to start getting into the personalization of all the things? Like what kind of services do you offer through your company?
Yeah. So, you can monogram anything. If it's moving, if it's not moving, put a monogram on it. But I really like it, especially for people who aren't familiar with monograms and aren't really into it as much. I do lots of, college gear. I can personalize. I've done these for moms, for soccer teams, things like that. Things that maybe you can't find. Obviously you can find a Red Raiders hat, but other teams that you can't find. Baby gifts are probably one of my number one sellers. This is a customer's going to Colorado in a few weeks, and so she was out of long sleeves, so she needed something. My bag tags are super popular for moms. Label that lunchbox, and then you can just move it from lunchbox to lunchbox. You don't have to actually monogram the lunchbox. You can get the bag tag. A cute, fun kitchen towel. This says wash your hands in honor of COVID, since I guess no one was washing their hands. I'm not sure.
Before, that's right. So Sarah, our co-host Tiffany, is an expert just with things like e-commerce. So I was curious to know, Tiffany, what are your tips for people who are like Sarah that are in the e-commerce realm? Like how can they scale and really step up their business?
Yeah, I was just getting ready to ask a very selfish question. I'm like, I wonder if she works with businesses, because literally, I think that people in the e-commerce space, they, especially with products, have a lot of room to scale. And so I would say that we mentioned earlier about knowing your exact customer, knowing what the exact product is going to work the best with them, and then expanding from there. But in terms of the web design, making it such a streamlined and easy process to purchase, to know about who you are, to know how much it is, what's shipping, when, how many days it's going to. It's just make the online experience simple, extremely aesthetically pleasing, but make it simple. I think that the sales that you'll get from making it simple will outweigh all the fanciness that you think that you have to do.
So, and I am the queen of gift giving monograms. I think that is the best gift in the world for Christmas. Every niece and nephew has had a blanket. They've had a hat. They've had whatever it is in their life at that time. So I love all of this. So my question to you, in honor of your wash your hand COVID towel, have you had to adjust your business any during the pandemic? Has it affected or changed anything?
Not much, shockingly and thankfully. It helped that I was already porch pickup, porch drop off. That's kind of one of the things in my business I don't always love, because I don't get to know my customers. With Instagram, I make sure to follow every person who follows me. So I can kind of get to know them that way, and I try to show my face on my Instagram, but it is hard because I just leave it on the porch and they come pick it up. But that was really nice for COVID. I didn't have to adjust much. I put a bottle of sanitizer by my machine and made sure that I sanitized my hands before every item and things like that. But other than that, I was so thankful. There were actually some moms, I think, that were home bored and kind of cleaning out and ended up dropping off more than they might have.
Talk a little bit about maybe advice that you have for people that are like you, maybe thinking, well, possibly I could turn this into a business. What words of encouragement would you give to someone at home inspired by you today?
I would say find someone who's doing it and ask them questions. and don't feel bad to reach out. I've had, girls I went to college with and send me Instagram messages. Hey, how did you start this? And I am more than willing to help because I wished I had had more of that when I got started. I think you would be surprised how many people are just willing to give advice and follow people like Tiffany. I have several, brand geniuses that I follow on Instagram, and I've kind of done a few like free 7-day course kind of things. I wish I had more time for that, but 3 kids and this keeps me a little busy. But I think that would be the best thing.
Sarah, do you feel like today you are officially in business?
I guess so.
Officially, it's a really a dynamic, explosive, amazing, extraordinary experience to just really look at that. I mean, this being your first year, I found you through social media. Tiffany, we were talking about that just a bit ago too. It's just like, social media is a real place. You're getting clients, you're getting followers, you're getting real life people exchanging cash, and we've never even met.
Right.
Unbelievable. Best wishes to you, Sarah. If people want to get in touch with you, how can they do some business with you?
So just follow me on Instagram or Facebook. It's B, the letter B, Hive Monogramming. All 3 of my kids start with the letter B, so they're my 3 B's.
Perfect.
I love that. Awesome. We appreciate you being here. We're going to take a quick break. Stay with us right here on Fox 24.
Howdy. Susie's South 40 invites you to come by and take a gander at all of the Texas souvenirs and gift items we have available for the Texas lover in you. Here at Susie's South 40, we take pride in representing our great state of Texas, and that's why you'll always find a great and unique selection of Texas-themed items. And of course, a variety of delicious candy. So stop by today at either of our locations at 401 South Marinfell or 2101 West Wadley for a great Texas experience in Midland.
Femvita is the future of feminine health, leading the Permian Basin in women's primary care and gynecology, focusing on everything from wellness, disease screening and prevention, diabetes, surgical proceedings, and more. We honor the time of our patients and never double book, so your appointed time is set just for you. Femvita, the future of feminine health.
Welcome back. Happy you're here with us on Fox 24 on your Saturday morning. We have an amazing guest host. If you missed the beginning of the show, head to your social, learn all about Tiffany Tolliver, the face behind the Emma Rose Agency. And, when we started the show, you really dropped a lot of great just gems, girl, about leveling up and making sure you're getting a coach to teach you. And I've looked at your menu. I know it costs at least $10,000 to get in the door and do some business with you. And talk about how you got to $10,000 per project. I mean, the road to that. I think a lot. And like you said, people talk about, this might have been during the break, but we talk about 100,000, and then we just want to jump to 1 million. And my husband always says, you got to build brick by brick. Yes. Talk about your transition into $10,000 per project. That's big.
Yeah, I think I have to start all the way at the beginning of when I was back in DC. Before I actually started the agency, I was working as a director of communications at like a high-end salon. And really that title was just fluff, as it didn't reflect in my pay. However, as I was handling like the in-salon marketing, I found that I loved to really construct the way that everything looked, but I also was concerned about the back end of how it reflected in the ROI of the business. Like, what is this promo going to do for us internally in terms of dollars and exposure, right? Mm-hmm. And so I think that really catapulted the price point that I started at even. I didn't start making like $75 flyers, although that's the journey for a lot of graphic designers. I started off making $500 logos, which now seems incredibly crazy. But I think that as I've grown,
there's someone at home saying, I make $500 logo. I'll do a logo for $500. It's so funny.
And that's the thing. And I think that we think that way, and there's nothing wrong with that price point, right? But when you're committed to seeing and giving results to people on a deeper level in their minds and in their pockets, I think that I've been able to, over the past 5 years, is really be committed to my skill. Like, I'm always trying to improve my skill. I'm always on the computer. I'm always trying to get better with my design aesthetic. And just the experience that I have with working with really high level women in business, I think that experience also contributes to my price point, because I save them a lot of time and effort. Like, I take a big chunk of what they need to do off of their plates so that they can go and serve and do the things that I particularly can't do. And I think finding like positioning in the industry is really important as well, just for kind of like a social proof type of thing. I recognized very early on that I had to be a part of the brand. I had to I had to present myself in a certain way. And so when I take myself seriously, people also take me seriously as well. When they see the results, when they see the people that I work with, it makes a lot of sense where my price point is.
Absolutely. Wait, congratulations.
Yes.
Thank you.
Listening to you talk, I think I could listen to you talk all day long. Like, but even with that, I know that you have to have struggles. So what is your biggest business struggle right now?
Biggest business struggle right now is that I'm having a hard time finding time for myself. Okay. I'm having a hard time resting because my brain is always going a mile a minute. I have, I think, 3 or 4 streams of income running right now out of my agency, and I'm building a whole new personal brand, and that has 2 or 3 streams as well. So my brain does not shut off sometimes. And so while I'm doing that, I'm also having a problem with delegating, because right now it's just me, myself, and I, which I don't have a problem with, but I recognize in the problem of me not having time to rest, I have to start delegating things. I have to begin trusting people to take accountability in my business as well. So that's where I'm struggling really hard.
I suspect there's lots of women and mompreneurs and entrepreneurs, everyone going, yes, they understand it. Now, I also have another question for you. With all of your experience and everything you've seen, do you feel like celebrity endorsements work? Are they worth the money it takes?
So it's interesting that you say that. So I think celebrity endorsements work for the right industry. So for my industry, I'm really focused on, service-based entrepreneurs. If a celebrity happens to fall in that category, then it works for me. I don't think it would be, but it's just the truth of the matter.
You've got to say that. Yes.
Yeah, it's just, and my influence is very important, and it can be very effective in how you're trying to scale and grow your business. But my rent does not get paid on somebody else's influence. It gets paid by dollar and cent. So celebrity, like I have a client though, who her specialty is designing celebrity nurseries. So celebrity clientele is very important for her business. And the struggle is in that price point, that pain point, getting someone, to actually see your value and pay. I have seen a lot more experience in working with an average, everyday, hardworking mom than a celebrity. But because it doesn't fit in my industry. Have I had celebrity clients? Yes. But I don't know. Does that make sense?
Well, and a celebrity is only a celebrity if you know them. And I watch very little TV. So to me, in my world, actually very few celebrities exist, because I don't know they're out there. But the moms I'm hanging out with, what they say, or hey, you have to go use this, or that kind of word of mouth, is very powerful to me when they are saying it. So yeah, so I love getting your view on that for sure.
Exactly.
I love them. All right. Well, are you willing to play a game with us? It's happy face, sad face, happy face, sad face. Okay, more on that coming up next. You can play at home. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for flame-resistant uniforms? Consider Rig ID Workwear. Here's 5 reasons why. There are no contracts. That's worth repeating. There are no contracts. Eliminate the hassle of lost rented garments. Corporate discounts are available for your entire workforce at Rig ID. Put an end to the hassle and stress of pickup and delivery of your company's uniforms. We offer full FR uniform products as well as boots, gloves, and accessories. Stop by Rig ID Workwear and start saving your company both money and time.
Well, welcome back. Another great show with the Dream Team. Tiffany, so happy you're here. All right, so you said you're down for the game.
Yes.
Happy face, sad face. Play at home.
Correct.
All right.
All right, y'all ready?
Yeah,
All right, gotta be honest, okay?
Okay.
Indoor pets, happy or sad?
I have one, so I guess happy.
Okay. A caveat? Are you guys sleeping with these animals? Can they get in the bed?
No.
That's a super one of these. I'm sorry.
I'm just allergic to like everything that has hair. Surprise guest to your house. Happy face or sad face?
Don't come over here without calling first.
Look, everyone, Tiffany, Sean, and Natalie, but I'm like, come on over. Formal events. A formal event, getting dressed up. You know me.
That's like, I live for that. I literally live to get
You're
here.
50-50, Tiffany?
I have altered my happy sad faces to a happy face over time.
Delegating tasks. Like, are you good at it? You happy about it? Sad? I'm terrible. Look at that.
I wish I could delegate more.
All right, so Tiffany and I are on the same. Yeah. Yeah, it's right. Tiffany, are you like me? It's just because you delegate it and you're never happy with how it turns out?
I just have a certain standard of work that it frustrates me when I'm paying you and you can't do it right. Let me just do it. Right. And I've been like that since school, like group projects. I'll do the work. Don't worry about it.
I used to be like that. I'm now 45 and I don't want it back. You just keep letting do it.
Binge scrolling on social media. Just binge scrolling. All right, yeah.
I do that as little as possible, but I'm with it if I need to be. If you guys are putting good stuff out there, I'm going to watch. Well, speaking of social media, before we get out of here, social media ads, Tiff. You know, a lot of us were saying, you got to pay for an ad. You got to put your ad on Facebook, put your ad on Instagram.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? You're an expert on this whole entire internet. What do you think as far as pushing your brands through advertising on social?
I think that brands have to spend time, because I'm 100% organic right now. So I think that a brand has to spend some time doing organic posts, doing content, doing organic research before they can even know what to do on a paid post. Because there are a lot of back-end widgets on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Instagram that you must know who you're targeting. Right. And so if you haven't taken your services through at least a beta phase to figure out what kinks you need to work out, what messaging someone or your audience is looking for, how do you know what to take to your ads? And you do not want to waste your money on ads just trying to figure it out. That's my approach. I know some people who have made hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars using ads. But for right now in my business, I'm really focused on like organic growth.
Hey, ladies, everyone at home, make it a fantastic Saturday. We'll see you right back here next week.
Bye.
Hey, I'm coming for the top. Hey. They don't know we going to the top. Hey, yeah, going to the. I frequent these beats. Back and forth, different time zones. Every student leaving minds blown. Nothing handed to me, earn my own. Like, oh yeah, where he rapping again? Little boy, start practicing it. Just like what I can craft for the pen. Took the throne, you can't have it again. Run the number like we calculated.